Yo, no more Black Tears podcast, man. We out of traffic, man. We at the next light. Bertizzi, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's good?
Caesar C's, how's it going, man?
What's good, people?
Juice, man.
What up, though?
Yeah, man. Last time I checked, man, it all happened in a week.
Hey, man, so this week in sports. So Dwayne Wade, most notably from the Miami Heat, was celebrated with a statue in front of the Miami Heat Stadium. C's, what's your thoughts on Dwayne Wade getting a statue? And what's your thoughts on the statue itself, which has caused a lot of talk this week?
I mean, I understand perfectly why he got a statue. Probably one of the best Heat players ever, but y'all gotta start asking to see the statue before they reveal it, because this it's getting ridiculous, man. Like, if I'm gonna be immortalized, or you put something in my likeness, it can actually look like me. Because
that shit was ugly as fuck.
Pretty much, he said it for me. I mean, come on, man. I think it's only one person that had a statue recently that actually looked like them. I forgot who it was, but everybody else's statue has been some BS, man.
I actually think it was a good depiction of him. You know what I'm saying? Because
this was covered, man.
Because the statue actually looked manly.
Yeah.
And so I think they did him a favor because we all know he a hoe. So I actually thought it did him a favor. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he ain't had no complaints about it, because he's like, oh yeah, I ain't never looked that man in my life. He twists up there with his tight pants on and his V-neck shirt on. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh child, I like this statue. What you think, Bertizzi?
I ain't had a problem with the statue, man. He do deserve one. I know some people said whoever did Ed Reed bust need to do all the statues. If you watch the NFL Hall of Fame, all of them statues look like them niggas, because they spend a lot of money. This is not a team. As much money as the Heat have, think about if the NBA did his statue. So it's not the Ravens doing Ed Reed statue. It's the NFL as a conglomerate doing his statue. All of the busts look good. Just like for the NBA, all of their busts look good. But for a statue, it's the owner normally. He paying someone. So you're going to get what you're going to get. But, hey, man, he got a statue, man. Not everyone can say they got a statue. And is this the only statue from the Heat? I don't know if there's another player that has a statue. And if there is, no one else deserves one but Wade, to be honest. No, don't stop that. Stop that. There's no one else who wore a Heat jersey, who spent as much time as he did there and did as much as he did for that team. He turned Miami for a period of time from a football area to a basketball
The
area.
only other name I'll say is Morning, man. That's the only other.
Nah.
He's not getting a statue, but
what did he do? What did he do in that jersey?
He did a lot.
For the Heat.
What did he do in that jersey?
For the Heat, a lot.
Did he bring him a championship without Wade? Because he got a championship, but that's on that team where Wade averaged 40 points in 5 games.
Yeah, but the last time I checked, Wade didn't do it by himself either.
I mean,
we talking about with the Shaq. You talking about when Shaq averaged 19 points a game?
Yeah, he had him.
And Wade had to average 35.
He had him, and he had Warner on the bench too.
Hey man, all I'm saying is ain't nobody doing what Wade did. Then Wade recruited LeBron and Bosh to Miami. So hey, he the greatest Heat of all time.
LeBron,
he the best recruiter.
You mean
he
LeBron came to Miami?
That's why I said greatest Heat of all time.
Yeah, he the best recruiter.
Everything, player, recruiter, whatever.
You gotta add all that up.
All that up, man.
Add it all up.
Hey man,
the best booty boy too.
Yeah, that too, man.
Cheerleader.
That too, man. Hey man, talking about statues, man. Hey, it's some players on this Dodgers team that if they keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna have a statue. And one player in particular, Clayton Kershaw. The Dodgers won the World Series in 5 games. My first thought is, damn, they play when they started doing World Series every goddamn day. There was no day break, 2-day breaks.
Right.
Every single day was a game.
That shit threw me out too.
Right.
They had that when they switched cities. They had a day between.
Oh, they had a day between.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like there was a game on every fucking day. This shit, the NBA, y'all might need to do the NBA Finals this fast, because they be taking 2-3 weeks to get through the NBA Finals sometimes. So this was pretty quick. Hey man, Freddie Freeman, You came from Atlanta, man. We couldn't afford to sign you, man. You showed out in the postseason. You showed out in this World Series, a home run every fucking game, man. And Clayton Kershaw, I've been, keeping up your career for a long time. From when you was a dominant pitcher to now, all I got to say is I'm happy that you got to enjoy this moment, even though you didn't really contribute. For those who remember in 2020 when they won, when Kershaw finally won his ring with the Dodgers, they couldn't do the parade because of COVID. He got to actually enjoy being in front of the fans that he basically won Cy Youngs in front of, league MVPs in front of, being the best pitcher for over a decade in the regular season in front of. He got to enjoy hosting a title in front of them. So shout out to you, man.
Yeah, there's only one person we need to shout out from the Dodgers. It's Freddie Freeman. And then there's one other person, you know what I'm saying, that vampire, you know what I'm saying, Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the key components of putting this team together. You know what I'm saying? He got the cure, and he got the ideas. Like the Lakers, man. Why y'all let that man walk? Y'all should have kept him around.
That's a pity.
He stuck around in LA, got his stuff, man, getting paid. Shout out to Magic Johnson for that Dodgers win. I'm just glad it wasn't a freaking sweep, man. That's the one thing I do like competition. It's one thing I can say. Literally came back. It was a moment I thought I was like, damn, it's over. They came back, then they routed them that one game and then just finished them off. A lot of people will sit there and say they spent the money, the Dodgers should have won. They spent a big bag on a lot of these players. The pickups, Daniel Hudson.
I heard they're trying to get Soto.
Oh yeah,
from the Yankees.
There's gonna be a lot of trades that's gonna be crazy in the offseason. You're gonna see a lot of teams.
Soto's a free agent.
So it's like pickups and trades. You're gonna see a lot of that. Daniel Hudson, he said, "I'm done." He said, "I won my World Series. I'm done." Yeah, it was actually a pretty good series. I'm not gonna lie, it was some good games.
Hey man, talking about a good game. So last night was Thursday Night Football, and even though the score was close for most of the game, I wouldn't call it an exciting game. It was the Texans versus the Jets. Now, there was a lot of marquee names in this game, from C.J. Shroud to Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, and Tank Dell. But there wasn't a lot of fireworks. C.J. Shroud, man, you regressing. I hate to say it like that, man. I root for Black Quid, but you regressing, man. Like, I was hoping that maybe it was just the first couple of games, but you do not look like you did last year. Last year, you came in the league running. After week one, you looked like the top 5 quarterback. You don't even look top 15 right now. You look terrible, bro. You look terrible. Like Tank Dell, shout out to you. You showed out last night. You showed what you can do when you get the opportunities. Joe Mixon, hey man, for those who doubted Joe Mixon, man, he's that nigga, bro. Like the Cincinnati wasn't using him as much because they throw the ball so much, but he's been a monster. And so it's on you, CJ. The defense is playing like top 10. You got Tank Dell, even though you had under injuries. You got Dalton Schultz, and you got Joe Mixon, who rushed for over 100 yards last night against a stout Jets defense. That's been one of the bright spots for the Jets all season, is their defense. And he gave you 100 yards rushing, and you played terrible. Aaron Rodgers, that second half, you looked like fucking Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson, that was probably the catch of the fucking year right there, dog. That catch in the end zone with one hand, man. Hey, bro, that was an amazing catch. And Devontae, you finally showed up. We finally see why, Aaron Rodgers wanted you in New York. Y'all need to keep doing that, because if you want to make the playoffs, I'm going to be real, you cannot lose another game. You got to win out the rest of the season if you want a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, man. The Garrett Wilson catch was fire, you know what I'm saying? He caught it with one. He caught two touchdowns with one hand.
Yeah.
But one of the touchdowns, he only had 1 foot down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with George Pickett.
Prize picks.
I guess because he played for Georgia, so I don't know. You know how they do at Georgia, boy.
Did that game do anything for y'all on y'all bets and parlays?
It did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I won some money.
I could have won $200 if that pass would have counted. That touchdown would have counted, because I needed Russell to throw something, another one, and I needed him to catch one.
I'm talking about last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But last night I did all right, but
hey, you ain't do as bad as Juice, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
0.5. That was the second time.
They won for that game though. That was another game.
That was the second time. That shit happened to me twice, 2 nights in a row. I was like, look, I gotta see this shit right here.
Yeah. So but it was a good game, I guess, because Wilson and Adams both showed up. But looking at the stat line, like they was the only two that showed up.
Facts.
Brees Hall did his thing for the most part, but I guess Aaron Rodgers said, "Man, I'm not throwing to nobody else," because he didn't throw to nobody else.
Nobody else ate.
So,
what you thought, C's?
I'm looking at two teams. I'm surprised that the Texans are where they're at, 6-3, versus the Jets that's trying to turn around the season. I don't think these teams are making the playoffs. Let's be honest. I don't think they got that drag in them. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna have another game this season where he's fucking trash. He's gonna show up 1 or 2 more games, and the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's playing like a 40-year-old. Yeah. Not named Tom Brady or Joe Flacco.
Hey, quick thoughts. Anybody thoughts on Adam Schefter streaming the game?
No. Nobody cares about that.
I mean, it's on Prime. I mean, you can get this shit free anyway.
But the thing about it is, it's like we said at the beginning of the season, it's ridiculous why you got to have all these streaming apps to watch football.
Anybody notice that a lot of these
Netflix coming soon?
These games are on YouTube. Like I literally before it used to be like people were talking during the game. People are literally showing it on YouTube.
They show it on TikTok too.
They stream it on TikTok too.
But still, it's like when you used to be able to watch it on NBC, CBS, Fox, all the games other than Monday Night Football.
You cable.
Yeah.
Hey man, talking about games we're gonna watch, man, and different places to watch them. So college football is tomorrow. What Saturday games and storylines are you looking forward to this weekend, Seas?
Looking at Oregon, Michigan. Michigan's not ranked this year. They're 5-3. This probably could be one of the games where I say Oregon, you have a legitimate threat besides Ohio State. Just their conference is just not that strong. Let's just be honest. Oregon sitting at number 1. If they face an SEC team, they wouldn't be number 1. Let's just be honest. But Oregon is one of the strongest looking schools, especially with their performance last week. And then we have another game with Ole Miss and Arkansas. They're just two teams that are upsetters. Number 19 and Arkansas's track record with their upsets. Those are the two games I'm looking up. And then the other game that I'm going to watch just because it's a classic, it probably doesn't really matter because we know who's going to fucking win this game, but I'm going to leave that game to y'all.
So the games I got, man, first game, Army versus Air Force. Air Force is undefeated. They're ranked at 21. My bad. Army's undefeated. They're ranked at 21. Air Force is like 1-7. Hey, man, get to 9-0 Army, man. I actually want to see, now I think Navy lost last week.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah, so I want to see Army go undefeated. I want to see make the playoffs, bro, because
it's going to be a hard stretch with it because Notre Dame.
Man, if you undefeated, bro, you need to make that playoff. It's 12 teams now. So I don't care. If they get to 12-0, and that's what they're probably gonna get to, right? 12-0 in college is what, 12 games, or is it like 11 games in like the conference championship?
It's gonna be a long shot.
If you get to 11-0 or 12-0, you need to be in the playoffs. So I would like to see that. Miami Duke I think is like got 3 losses. They're like 5-3. Miami's undefeated. Duke the last couple of years have had a okay offense. Like they've had quarterbacks the last couple of years. So this should be a high scoring game. It's gonna be. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably gonna try to watch it just because I like watching Cam Ward. After watching him last weekend, like I said early in the season, he's my favorite quarterback to watch right now in college football because he's entertaining. He's box office to me. And then lastly, Penn State versus Ohio State, man. James Franklin and Ryan Day, man.
You always got high praise for James Franklin.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, I'm a root for all black coaches, man. And I remember before he got to Penn State, I think he was at Vanderbilt or something. He was a good coach there. So
you know his record against Ohio State and Michigan.
I think he hasn't won against them like that, or it's bad.
It's bad. It's 1-15.
Yeah, and I'm glad you pointed his record out, because that's why I actually wanted this game, was because Penn State looking good this year. You got to get over the big bad dog Ohio State. Ohio State has not looked amazing this year like they haven't passed. You got to beat Ryan Day, James Franklin, man, because I think they're ranked number 3 or number 2.
Penn State number 3, Ohio State number 4.
Okay, yeah. So this is the highest ranked game we got of the day. Whoever wins this game is probably gonna jump into number 2. So James Franklin win this game and get one of those top seeds in the college football playoff.
Yeah. If Penn State wins, they might hop up to number 2, but Ohio State win, they'll probably be at number 3. They'll probably switch swap because Georgia play Florida tomorrow.
And that's a dub.
Ain't nobody jumping Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We ought to beat the number 1 team in the country.
You ain't scared of them Gators?
Nah, man. Nah, man. I seen the video today on TikTok where it showed like Matthew Stafford when he played for the Lions when he got drilled, and it was like he was on the ground for a long time, and he said, he was like, I can throw the ball.
Oh my God! And then the video of Anthony Richardson, he did play for Florida.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that when I saw the video.
Yeah, so I had to comment like that's the difference between a bulldog and a gator. So Georgia play Georgia play Florida and Georgia play Alabama too tomorrow. Well, Georgia Southern play South Alabama tomorrow.
Okay, man. Okay.
Yeah, everybody looking like what?
I was like, is this a double header?
Yeah, so looking forward to that game. And I think that's probably about it. Y'all named all the other ones, but James Franklin, yeah, this is your time to show something. Because I remember me and Vertizi was talking last week, and he was like, yeah, man, he should probably come to the SEC or probably do good. And I was like, I don't think so.
He don't want the problem.
He was like, man, he should come. I was like, nah, yeah, he ain't ready. You got to beat Michigan. You 1-15 against them boys, Michigan and Ohio State.
No, I got one more game.
Shout out to Dion, man. They bowl eligible this year, man.
I got one more game. SMU,
it must be the money.
SMU is playing. SMU is playing fucking.
They still ranked, ain't they?
Yeah, they still ranked. We'll move on, man.
Hey, man. So let's move on to the pros, man. So week 9 in NFL. We 9 weeks into the NFL season. Before we even get into the games, quick assessment. What is your thoughts about the season so far, C's?
It's been an alright season. Like, there's nothing where I'm like, wow.
What about you, Rose?
It's NFL. It's always a good season, and it's better when your home team is winning. So,
any surprise teams to y'all?
Lions.
Okay.
Lions shouldn't be a surprise. They only went to Super Bowl last year.
For me, it'd be the Jets. I thought the Jets would be better.
Yeah. So a surprise team, I guess the Bengals.
Bengals. Okay. Yeah.
They doing bad or they doing good?
No, we're gonna talk about that.
So, C's, what games are you looking forward to this week, and what players are you looking forward to watching this week?
Speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrows, are you gonna be JB? Are you gonna be down in the Burrows? You are at a 73% passing rate right now.
I thought you were gonna say Joe Shiesty.
So, are you gonna continue to play how we know you can play, or are we gonna see you fuck up against Minshew's 67%, Bowers and Myers coming up? We'll see, man. That should be a decent game. The other game I'm looking at is the Lions and Green Bay. 6-1 versus 6-2. We'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, game I want to see is Atlanta and the Cowboys.
Cowgirls?
And Adam Schefter just broke news about that game, right?
No, what happened?
Apparently, he said Michael Parsons and Ron Bland ain't gonna play.
Oh, we already knew they weren't gonna play.
Yeah, he said it's officially they out for the game.
Yeah, I knew they weren't gonna play. He doing a little bit too much time on his podcast to play. He gonna name the top 5. Him and his quarterback Diaz gonna name the top 5 quarterbacks.
And they named 12 quarterbacks.
And leave Dak out.
Yeah, they did leave Dak out, but they named like 12 niggas though.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on now. How you gonna leave Dak out? That's y'all man's, man. Ain't that your man?
Man, that should have been the first thing you said.
Or they should have said disclosure, we're not including Dak because that's our man.
Yeah, either one of the other. Either we're gonna say we can't say Dak because that's our quarterback, or hey, Dak's the best quarterback.
Yeah, so like, man, I'm so tired of that, man. Like, y'all on here capping. You know what I'm saying? But I lost respect for Dak last week when he got engaged, but I ain't gonna go on all that. But
one white bitch,
just one. It should have been 3.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do it, Dak.
If you're gonna do it, Dak, relationship need to have 3 white bitches.
It's supposed to be 3 of them.
One rubbing your shoulders, one washing your feet, one sucking your dick.
Yeah, man. One on the shaft and one on these balls. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the only game I really looking for because I really hope because remember the last time we played Dallas, remember we put that whooping on them?
Yeah.
And then they came back and beat us.
Yeah, man. We gotta address the demons with Dallas. Since Dak's been in Dallas, I don't know what it's been. It's been hard for us to, hang with them boys.
Yeah, I know CD's gonna have a big game because we got the number 1 losing cornerback on our team.
Yeah, whoosh, whoosh.
But he played good last week.
And he had a pick last week. That second day looked good last week.
Yeah, he did good.
But in the second half, they looked good.
Yeah, he had a good head and all that. But I'm hoping we get that win. So every time we go around with our Falcons jerseys on, our gear, all the Cowboy girls that's around like, oh yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan. Like, when last time you been to Dallas? Oh, I never been to Dallas.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I need this win so bad, bro. Just because my uncle's a Cowboys fan, I don't want to hear that nigga mouth. Yeah. Man, Lions Packers, man. I'm looking forward to that game. You got Jared Goff, who, to be honest, he's probably playing like the second best quarterback in the league behind Lamar Jackson. Like, is Jared Goff in the MVP discussion? Like, he's playing that well.
Yeah, he is.
The Lions have put up, I think, 50 points the last 2 weeks. I don't think we've seen that in a long fucking time. Their offense is amazing. Their defense is spectacular. Then you got the Packers, who got can't think of his name, the quarterback, Jordan Love. They got Jordan Love, who's been playing well this season when he's been healthy. So it'll be interesting to see how that offense looks against the Lions defense without Adrian Hutchinson. We got the Jags and the Eagles. Hey, man, I just want to say something real quick about the Jags, man. As much as we've talked about some of these other quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson, Kyler Murray, and some of these other quarterbacks that are underperforming this year, Trevor Lawrence has slid under the radar, man.
Man, what? The T-Law slander, bro? The T-Law slander?
He has been bad for the last couple seasons. Man, I don't want to hear that shit, man.
What do you mean in the bad last couple of seasons?
Man, he got a team, bro. They got a top 15 defense.
They are a trash organization.
He got a nice running game. He had receivers the last 2 seasons. He had Calvin Ridley last season and Christian Kirk. This year he got Christian Kirk and that dude from Texas, Brian Thomas Jr., who's been an amazing rookie. And they got Evan Ingram, bro. He got to play better, man.
LSU.
My bad, LSU. He got to play better, man. Wide receiver university. Thank you, Rose. He got to play better. We can't keep on giving this white boy a pass because we criticize all these other young quarterbacks.
I ain't giving him a pass.
He got
no team.
Man, come on, man. The Jags got a squad, bro.
You gotta have a line.
And that division ain't not that tough, bro. You got the Titans in the division. You got the Colts in the division. The only team he competing with right now is the Texans. And the Texans are like 6-3 right now. So, bro, y'all could easily be competing with them, man. Eagles, man, y'all need to take hold of the division and win this game. And then the last game is Bears and Cardinals, man. 2 young quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, surprisingly, y'all 4-4. And surprisingly, if y'all win this game, y'all be winning the morning division, bro. Yeah. Which I didn't even think that was a possibility for the Cardinals this year.
Does that speak to the fucking division?
I mean, the division has been bad
like
this year. But Kyler, as much shit as people's talked about you, man, this is your time to step the fuck up. Use the weapons you got from Michael Wilson Jr. to Trey McBride to James Conner running back and Marvin Harrison fucking Jr. And you need to go out there and play well, man, because this is a game you can win. You can win this game against the Bears. And for the Bears, after the way y'all get lost to the Commanders, nigga, y'all can't afford to lose again because that was such a demoralizing loss. Jaden Daniels ran around on y'all for like 30 seconds. Heaved the ball. The ball got tipped. and Noah Brown just caught it just standing in the back of the end zone. While you had a corner celebrating the win. Like, that was demoralizing. Y'all got to...
On the last two plays.
Y'all got to do something in this game, man. And Caleb, you got to come out there and you got to will this team to victory, bro. This is one of those games where you got to come out there, and if you need to get 400 yards, get 400 yards. If you need to get 5 touchdowns, get 5 touchdowns. If you need to get 2 rushing touchdowns, get 2. You have to will this team to victory, bro, because you have not played to the level we thought you would play. By the way, you talked about Joe Burrow earlier, man. Shout out to one of Rose's favorite Christmas movie, man, Home Alone, man. You know, McCoakley, he dressed up as Joe Burrow for Halloween, man. So shout out to that nigga, man.
Just like him, man.
Yeah. For real. Hey, man, some of these teams, bro, the trade deadline, I think, is next week, right?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. If some of these teams lose, they're going to blow it up, y'all. Yeah. TNT.
Dynamite.
Boom. So, talk about a fiery explosion. The Nova Fire Department had a Halloween party. And there was a group of people that decided it was a great idea, a fabulous idea, an amazing idea to dress up as the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK.
Who did this shit?
C's. Tears or no tears?
Pokemon Cracker Killers.
Shout out to them, man. I don't know if y'all still around, but shout out to y'all. It's been a couple years since I heard that name too. But it was Nova Scotia up in Canada, man. What was it? North Sydney town, I think was the town name. At first, I was like, let me not just jump on them and say this is some racist BS that we have to always deal with. Maybe they were dressing like the Samana tradition in Spain, where they literally, the KKK stole their whole wardrobe and so they walk around.
They weren't dressed up as ghosts. They weren't playing in sheets.
That's what I'm saying. But nah, it was some literal BS. They did that shit in bad taste. It's probably in an area of Canada where there's not that many black people. All the black people I know of live in Montreal and Toronto. So fuck them racist crackers. Y'all should get fined or whatever they got to do with the city. And to the white lady, the fat ass white lady that was complaining about
the Eskimos.
They didn't. Nah, it was no damn Eskimos. Them Eskimos would have said some shit too. But that fat ass white lady that was complaining, they knew. They made a mistake and it should be forgiven. Bitch, you know damn well they knew what the fuck they were doing when they stepped in that.
A mistake is you putting raisins in potato salad. A mistake is you walking your fat ass out the house wearing tights that's too tight or booty shorts. That's a mistake. Like, you decided to dress up as a terroristic American group, a group that terrorized black people for over 150 years. You know, kill women, children, and men, burn churches down, rape and pillage. Like, this is what this group did now. This is all documented now. Let's make that clear. Like, this ain't shit that I'm just making up like a bedtime story. This is facts what I'm spitting right now.
Did it really happen though?
Like, this is what this group has done to African Americans, Jewish people, and other minorities in this fucking country, and even homosexuals. They have done this stuff. They put people in trees. They disemboweled people. Like,
forget all that.
That's not a mistake.
Forget all that. Who caught the brunt of this bullshit? What purpose were they created for?
African Americans.
Exactly.
So this is the stuff that they've done. So the fact that y'all thought it was okay to do that, y'all thought it was funny, this is the reason why we have the issues we have racially. Because you got white people who don't understand the severity of what African Americans go through on a daily fucking basis.
And let me tack on to your history lesson. They were started in fucking like Indiana or Illinois or some bullshit. So I mean, they literally were started up north, so you can't say shit. You know what I mean? We literally can't say, oh, it's a southern thing. Nah.
So I got tears, man.
Yeah, I got tears too, but it was crazy that how people were trying to make excuses for it. Like, we need these people's names. If they part of that fire department, they need to be fired.
They're the fire department?
Yeah. Because what if they go to somebody's house and they're not going to work as hard as if they find it's a person of color? I don't know. They might not. But we need to figure that out. We need to figure that out, man.
Hey, man, so when, things like this happen, man, you got to have insurance. You got to have coverage. C's, explain this next team.
All right, so basically, y'all seeing the whole TikTok trend of people running off on lick. The JP Morgan Chase, it's the same fucking company. JP Morgan Chase, I think they own City too, but it was a glitch. It was it's called the unlimited infinite money glitch, but people were getting like crazy numbers in their account where they had like $10,000, $9,000, $5,000.
They was depositing fake checks,
and they was running a scam. Basically,
and they wasn't running the scam.
They coming back on your ass.
But they was coming back on the next day because they said your account is negative
$15,000. There's literally videos and photos of people sick to their stomach because they got negative $10,000. However much you ran up or took, they coming back on your ass. This just goes to show you, like, if you gonna do it, be smart about it. Yeah, that's all.
Last time I checked, that ain't no lick.
That ain't. And it's like you supposed to take that money, deposit to another account, cash app it out, Bitcoin, whatever you got to do. But hey,
they got the money, but it's still you still owe them people.
They're coming back for you. It's on record. No tears. No tears. Hey, no tears. You
no tears. Yeah,
you get what you get.
We did no tears together. No tears. Come on, man.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears, man. I mean, if you're gonna be a criminal, be a smart criminal. Hey, man, all money ain't good money. When y'all try to do these scams, y'all try to be fast. I ain't gonna lie, when I be seeing the little Cash App scams on Facebook, and people be trying to send me shit talking about, yeah, I can get you $500 on Cash App. Bro, I just clock in and go to work. I just go to work and clock in and get money the right way, man.
You know what they say? You get the money the right way?
Yeah.
Slow motion is better than no motion.
Exactly,
Slow money is better than no money.
Exactly. Because I don't want to have to wake up and worry about my account being negative because people took the money out. I don't want to have to worry about getting a knock at my door and people putting me in handcuffs because they're like, oh, you've been money laundering or some shit.
You know what else is better than fast money? Slow money is better than slow strokes.
And I was just about to say, the last thing I want is to be on my knees sucking dick because I took $10,000. The last thing I want to be in the cell with Diddy, taking back shots, just looking up at the ceiling like, you know what, bro? I could be home right now if I did not get that $5,000 PPP loan. My life could have been different. Hey, man, talking about people's life being fucking different, man. Rose has been saying for over a fucking year, man. Free Thug.
Over 2 years.
It finally came.
Hey, man, we got news yesterday that Thug coming home.
He already home.
After he made his little deal, he's going to be on probation for 15 years. He got time served already, C's. We talked about it last night for a little bit, man. What's your thoughts on Thug?
Yo, state of Georgia, Fannie fucking Willis, you on some bullshit. You wasted the taxpayers' money for 2 fucking years.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. You broke the fucking record for the state of Georgia for jury selection and number 2 fucking witnesses. You called over longest trial, 200 witnesses, and you only called 40. And then this is the thing at the end of the whole paragraph I read. They said this case is still ongoing, so the shit's not over. It's over for the supposed ringleader, but it's not over for the rest of these people that were caught up in the conspiracy. When the federal government said we are not touching this case, y'all should have said, you know what, we gonna let it go.
No, they wanted something. They got it too, but
they got it. So I mean, congratulations. I mean, you still got 15 years of probation to do, and then they banned. The only thing I really got a tear for is they banned you from the city you were born and raised in. From what I know,
I got no tears. Man, nigga rich, bro.
I'm saying though, it's still like, damn, that nigga's gonna say
that's
you can't come to
the
city.
Simmons being the islands, bro.
You can't come
when you rich, it don't matter where you live. You rich. Thug ain't gotta be in Atlanta. You know why? Because he can bring Atlanta to him. Yeah, that nigga go to Canada and bring Atlanta to him.
He can't get into Canada.
Okay, he could be in Texas and bring Atlanta to him.
No, he got to keep his passport.
Right, and then he get to perform still in Atlanta.
That's if they give him a visa. They gonna see he got federal charges, and they gonna be like, you ain't getting a damn visa.
He can perform in Atlanta, though, can't he?
No.
Not in the metro. Not in the metro. He can't. He's banned for 10 years. But I got tears of joy.
10 years gonna go by fast.
I got tears. I got tears of joy, man. I need y'all to be quiet. I got tears of joy, man. I've been saying this for 2.5 years. Free Jeffrey. Free Jeffrey. Jeffrey is finally free. We gonna get some good music now. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some weird music, but once y'all listen to it a couple of times, you gonna like it. So it was gonna be a parade on Cleveland Avenue, but now we got to move the parade to Cleveland, the city, because he's banned from Atlanta for 2 years. I can't go to Atlanta. So we still have parade in Cleveland. But it's gonna be in the city of Cleveland. It ain't gonna be on Cleveland Avenue no more. It's gonna be.
And LeBron James gonna host it.
Yes. Then we gonna go to Akron and have another parade.
Hey man, I got tears of joy, man. Not too many people can beat Rico cases. Shout out Young Third. Nicole, you have any thoughts?
Has anybody ever beaten or won a Rico case?
No.
Capone.
No. He didn't beat it. He pleaded guilty.
No. Hey,
that's why they give you the Rico, because they know we can get you on something.
Hey, the deal you got though, it was a sweet deal. Speaking of sweet stuff, man, you can be door dashing and you can get a lot of sweet stuff from ice cream, candy, whatever your sweet tooth got desired. Apparently, there was this one couple. The man said, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna take you to Florida for a trip." During the trip, the woman said all the nigga wanted to do was door dash and get that paper. And she said she broke up with the nigga because of that. Serious, man. Tell me
door dashing city to city?
On vacation. Was it Miami?
In Florida. I don't know. I think it might have been Miami, but it was somewhere in Florida.
I mean, if you can make some extra cash while on vacation, you probably making more money in Miami or Tampa than you are back home. So, I mean, if you're doing it in between activities and shit, it's no great. No tears. But if it's like, you literally like, okay, we going out to dinner at 8 o'clock. 7:30, I'm gonna go DoorDash. Yeah, you wrong. But if not, shit, like, what are you complaining about? Like, what is there to complain about?
Man, I ain't got no tears, man. This hoe was just mad because she got played. He wasn't a road mate. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna go. You want to go to Florida for a getaway for the weekend? She said, yeah. So he went and got the room, got everything, but his plan was to go there and hustle and make some money. And then once I make some money, I'll take you out. But she got mad because she was stuck in the hotel, I guess, the whole night. Or, matter of fact, you ain't got to be stuck in the hotel. You can ride with me.
Yeah, man. I ain't got no tears because what you just said at the end, man. Like, if you're a real, ride or down chick, man, and we got to get back to what quality time means for everybody. Because the quality time means for you, us going out and going to the club or going out to eat. Because I know a lot of bitches and I DoorDash. I probably DoorDash more than, anybody at this table maybe, man. And I done DoorDash a lot, and I done seen bitches as my DoorDasher. And they come bring my food, and I'm on the porch waiting, and it's a nigga handing me my food. A grown ass man, and the bitch in the car driving. Like plenty of people DoorDash with their significant other because they want to feel safe, or just because they just want someone to talk to and spend time with, especially at night. So you could have been riding with that nigga.
It's called splitting the work.
Exactly.
I'm going to drive, you go in there and get the food.
Exactly. You could have been riding all over Miami, Tampa Bay, wherever you was in Florida, seeing the sights, talking shit about the people walking or whatever, as well as, I got brothers who DoorDash. Hey, man, sometimes people, cancel their order and you don't always pick the food up, or sometimes people don't get their food, and guess what? You get a free meal, man. So, yeah, man, y'all could have probably shared a lunch together or something, man. So, hey, man, I ain't got no tears for you.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, Nicole, but you the only woman at this table.
What? It don't sound like he cared whether she came or not. So why that bitch can't sit at the hotel and go to the pool, go get a massage? Like, I don't understand. Like, I agree with you. I think that quality time should be thought out. Maybe that's his time to do his thing, go make some extra money. Why don't you go buy something, go do something? It sounds like she boring as hell.
She thought she was going to for the weekend to turn up.
Exactly.
With him?
Yeah.
And she thought they were going to go to the club.
That's what she thought.
She was going to have an ass out.
Yeah, she thought she was going to Florida to have a weekend to themselves and party and turn up, but that did not happen.
And last note,
he turned up that money bank.
With this new generation of men that's out there, man, if you got a nigga that's willing to hustle, you better hold on to that nigga because there ain't too many niggas with that trend anymore. they a dying breed, bro. A lot of these niggas don't want to hustle. They want to live off y'all women. So y'all better grab onto these niggas.
It's a diabolical world.
Hey man, talk about diabolical. So Rose sent a video. I specify Rose sent a video. I specify for all the listeners, not Bertizzi, not C's. Rose sent a video of a man talking about how it was when he tasted his own nut. About how it got in his mouth, about the feeling, about what it did to his lips.
So wait, we have to start at the beginning. How the hell did he accomplish that?
Yeah, I guess he put it on the girl and he swiped it up and put it in his mouth.
Yes. Now, I got tears of sadness because I was telling, C's this. Now, we had an episode, y'all check it out, about masturbation. And, for the most part, everybody at the table said they don't masturbate except for me. I masturbate, man. I ain't got no shame in my game. And when I masturbate, I lay on my back, and I take care of my business.
TMI.
And I'm thinking to myself, bruh, when I first heard the video, was he masturbating and the shit just shoot up and hit him in the face? Because if he would have said that, then I would have been like, okay, cool, I can see that, my nigga. Like, okay, cool. Because this is the analogy I gave C's. We all grown. This is the analogy I gave C's last night. We all done wiped our ass, right? And you done got shit on your hand before. And you wash you wash that shit off. It's a difference between something like for all the men at the table. For all the men at the table. It's difference between that. It is. It's hard. It's hard for that shit to shoot up in your face. But it's a difference between that happened to y'all, and then you just shitting in the toilet, shit did not get on your hand. You looking at the shit and saying to yourself, I wonder how that shit feel. And then just plunging your hand in the toilet and just grabbing the shit. So for you to nut on a bitch and just look and say, I wonder how that shit
Did it
tastes.
jump off a booty? Like he should he didn't ejaculate it.
Nah, he wiped on his hand and put it in his mouth.
So basically, because he said the girls always complaining about him nutting in their mouth, and he was like, man, I want to see what they keep complaining about it. Just me nutting in their mouth. Well, let me see what it's about.
And let me say one more thing about that before I pass the mic, man. For those who out here actually having sex, for those who having real grown sex, and when I say grown sex, I'm saying you give an oral and you get an oral. Not the people who just out here fucking. You get an oral and give an oral. Hey, man, for you bitches who don't eat properly, eat McDonald's all the time, drink Hennessy and smoke cigarettes, yes, your pussy do taste bad. For you niggas out here that's probably, that got a fucked up diet, your shit probably do taste bad. And I'm telling you from personal experience, I done ate bitches that I done ate they shit and be like, why does shit taste like cigarettes? Like, bitch, you need to change your diet. And then sometimes it tastes delicious because you probably drink a lot of water and eat a lot of fruit.
I mean, your habits, you are what you eat, so I can see that. But that ain't got shit to do with this nigga doing anything with his own secretions, bro. That's nasty as hell. He had to try it out for himself. Some things you don't need to try out for yourself. Sometimes you just gotta trust what other people say.
Yeah, and he
pineapple juice.
And then once he did it too, he was like, "Oh man, it was bad." He said, it felt like it was expanding in my mouth, and it was just getting chewer and chewer.
C's. Tears or no tears, C's.
I got tears.
I got tears because it's like, how do you even how do we get to this point? Like the whole video, he looked like he was.
It's like a BET movie as he just chewing, and he paused and looked. Hey, y'all probably wonder how I got to this point.
And then he just describing it like it was like Elmer's glue. It just kept getting thicker and thicker and expanding. Hey man,
what kind of nut you got, the blob?
Hey man, it might all be like that. I will never know.
I'll never know either, man. Hey man, sometimes I rub that shit on my stomach, but I ain't never rubbed it in my mouth though. So I don't know what's wrong with these niggas.
Yeah, bye.
I don't know what's wrong with these hoes.
Hey, dudes can be hoes too. He should have been a hoe. We should have been talking about him.
That's the whole of the week, man.
That's the whole of the week.
That's the whole of the week.
You're just gonna move it up a couple minutes. The whole of the week is it.
We wish we knew your name, dog, so we can make you the official whole of the week.
No, sir. Nobody needs to know your name. Your kids will one day ask you, like, seriously, that's what we was doing, Pop?
Yep, I was eating nut.
Hey, as much nut he ain't gonna have no kids. He'll suck it out.
Exactly. And he gonna shit it out. Hey man, so ugly money niche
Needs, man.
He posting a whole bunch of videos about these hoes. And there was 2 videos in particular. One about a bitch saying she requires $1,000 for a date for niggas that she do not like. And another for a bitch saying you got to give her $20K a week. Not a month, not a year, a week. For her to quit her fast food job at Chick-fil-A. C's, what's wrong with these hoes?
She making that much money?
What's wrong with them? This is proved, okay, when it comes to $1,000 date, it's just like, okay, is it a date or is it prostitution? Let's just answer the question off rip.
No, but you gotta, if you asking that, you got to break it down. You saw the video, right? Break it down then, because it wasn't.
Vertiz, break the video down, man.
Because it wasn't like prostitution.
Nah, she just talking about literally a date, like just going on a date with the dude.
$1,000.
She was saying there was levels to going on dates. Basically, niggas she like, niggas she's kind of like, and then niggas that just be in her DMs that she just don't want to fuck with. But you so thirsty, fuck it. I'm gonna charge you $1,000 if you gonna go on this date.
Fuck all that. If you pay $1,000, you a dumbass. But just the equivalence of this shit is like, fuck it. If she tell you no, just go with no, nigga. You paying $1,000. Fuck that shit. Second of all, $20,000 a week. I ain't even do the math on $20,000. I just know it's more than you would fucking make as a manager at Chick-fil-A. Maybe if you own the shit, $20,000 a week. That's just talking out the side of your fucking face, man.
$80,000 a month.
You're talking out the side of your face on this shit. Like y'all just be throwing out numbers.
That's pretty much $1 million a year.
That's what I'm about to do. The number one.
You are.
So I'm gonna have somebody who's been paying her this already.
No. She's talking out the side of her face.
It's over $1 million. It's over $1 million a year.
Man, they be fishing, bro. That's what they call it. They be fishing. They throw out these numbers when they online, hoping a nigga in the comment section will be like, well, she's pretty enough. I'm gonna probably try to save her or whatever. Like Rose said last episode. Check out last week's episode where he said, hey man, niggas be trying to create a safe haven for hoes. That's what these hoes be doing. They be hoping that they can find a safe haven for some of these niggas. So there's $20,000 a week. Yo, you not making $45,000. You're not making $40,000 a year at Chick-fil-A. Like, let's just keep that a band right there. Like, you're not doing that, man.
Unless you're the manager of the gym.
Yeah, unless you're in a position like that. Now, but as far as $1,000 date, we got to get back to just not want to go on dates with niggas. Like, if you just don't want to go on a date with nigga,
just say no.
Man, fuck it, man. Just say no, block the nigga, ignore the shit. Because at some point in time, hey, man, this shit do kind of just becomes prostitution. This is how some of y'all hoes get in situations that's like precarious. Because there are niggas who will give you a band just for your time and be okay with that. And then there's these niggas from like that nigga from Players Club, Melvin. And they're going to be like, I spend a lot of money on you. I make sure you make it safe home every night. Like, you going to get in a situation like that where a nigga going to spend $1,000 to take you to Juicy Crab, and you going to think that's it. And then when this nigga at your door the next 5 nights and he find a way in your house and he showing you videos you sleeping, you going to wonder why. Because you fucked with the wrong nigga. Something wrong with this nigga. Something is wrong with any man that is willing to pay you $1,000 just to go on a date with you. Let me repeat that. If a man is willing to pay you $1,000 to just go on a date with you, something is wrong with that man. Do not walk away.
No,
run away.
That put you in the minivan and take your ass off somewhere with type of lure. Because
there's
no way in hell. I don't even, as a woman, what are we doing for $1,000 date? I could get a massage, my nails, my hair, and still not spend $1,000. What the hell are we doing on $1,000 date? Not a spa day for the girls. $1,000 date. Like, where are we going to eat? Would you fly me on a jet just to go eat somewhere and come back? That's crazy as hell.
No, you're not spending $1,000 a date. He's giving you $1,000 to go on a date with him.
Yeah.
This bitch gonna come back to Barbie.
Yeah. I ain't got no problem with Charlotte asking for $1,000 to go on a date with a dude she don't like. More power to you. If you can do that, but the thing about it was, the girl that said it, she couldn't do that on her best day. She couldn't do that on her best day. She just talking. And the other chick talking about I'm gonna need $20,000. Like that's how you know women ain't good at math. Cause like, just think about what you just said. You barely make $250, $300 a week at Chick-fil-A, but you want $20,000 to quit Chick-fil-A.
That's a big jump.
Like, so I'm gonna give you $1,000 a week at Chick-fil-A. Well, you know that's not true. So I'm gonna give you $1,000 a week at Chick-fil-A, which is living amazing. $4,000 a month.
Yeah, 4 bands a month.
I'm talking about bringing home too. You bringing home $4,000 a month. You living good.
You living great.
Depending on what city you live in Georgia.
In this economy.
So you jump from 1,000 to 20,000. Come on, man. Y'all daydreaming, man.
Selling bricks like Nino Brown.
Come on, man. Man, what Nino Brown say? Man, get this trick out of here, man. I'll get another one tomorrow. Get this trick out of here.
I mean, this shit bigger than me, man. It's the entire system. Yes. And that's what it is, man. It's not just one of these bitches we're talking about. The problem is, and I've been saying this for months since you've been listening to podcasts, it's the fact you got all these hoes going on social media and 90% of them are lying about what they're getting from men. And other hoes is looking at them rose, and you and me been saying this privately. They look at these hoes online and say, I look better than that bitch.
Yeah. And
they feel like if she's getting a band, if she's getting 2 bands, then I need to be getting 5 bands because I look better than that shit. Man, these hoes be lying to y'all. Ain't nobody giving these numbers to these hoes.
No. That's why somebody need to check these hoes, man.
Yeah, so when these podcasts hear this shit, they need to check these hoes and be like, show me your phone right now. Show me your Cash App. Show me your Apple Pay. Show me your Zelle. Show me your PayPal. Show me the money niggas is sending you.
It's not that women probably don't get that. It's just it's the women that they talking about though. The women that get that type of stuff, I don't think those are regular everyday women. That's the side chick
of these professional athletes and rappers. Yeah. These are the women we don't hear from.
And they don't get $20,000 a week or a month.
Because these strippers in Atlanta don't get that.
So what I'm hearing is poor product placement.
Yes.
They're asking the wrong niggas.
No, what you're hearing is that's not the number. Like
they
I'm gonna keep it
10 grand.
It is poor price placement, but you gotta understand, you asking this from 1% of the niggas that can do this.
Right, because you can win a lotto before you go to the
because 99% of the niggas that they want to do this shit cannot do that.
And they don't look like the type of women that them type of niggas be fucking with. That's why I be like, stay in your lane. Like, how you gonna overprice your own pussy and you not.
Hey man, I hate to say this to the sisters, man. A lot of these professional athletes, a lot of these entertainers, man, they not even fucking with a lot of these sisters, man. Y'all just saw Ocho Cinco gets heartbroken by a Hispanic bitch. We just saw Dak Prescott, who just signed one of the richest contracts for an NFL quarterback. He made what, Rose? One white bitch.
One? If you gonna marry one, you need to marry 3.
Exactly. So a lot of you sisters not even in positions to get with half of these niggas, man. Y'all need to understand, man. Be okay with that nigga that make between 45 and 85 a year. That's what you probably gonna get. You not gonna get no niggas that's gonna give you no 20 bands a week. That's not even realistic.
Yeah, and if you get 45 to 85, shawty, you get a dude that's making that, you need to be excited.
You need to be thankful.
Niggas with $100 million don't even give their girls $20,000 a week. That's what I'm saying.
You confused. We didn't say they'll give 20,000. She said that's a salary. That's what she need to make.
It's not even possible for them to do that. It's not even possible.
We said they're gonna give $1,000 for a date.
But like y'all say, they look at this social media stuff. That's a whole culture. There's an Indian culture where those people, their women do get paid to keep their stuff, but those be their wives. They don't be they.
That's like $5,000 a month.
But that's their culture. Like these black regular ass females got to stop that shit. You got to stop looking at social media and trying to budget your pussy.
and please understand this, man. Sexy Red got pregnant by 2 bum ass niggas. So keep that in mind too.
Yeah, but that was by choice.
I'm just saying, man. It's a lot of bitches out here getting pregnant by bum ass niggas.
But shout out Sexy Red because she voted today.
Hey, shout out Sexy Red, man. Hey, down to the final topic, man. So this woman posted, we got to normalize checking your friends. Normalize calling your friends out on their bullshit and correcting them and not falling out. Me and C's talked about it. We thought this was we thought this was a very good topic. C's, man, what is your thoughts on when is it appropriate to check your friends, and should you ever fall out with your friends because they checked you on some shit?
Man, it goes both ways. It's like you got to be receptive on one end, and at the same end, it's like if you dish it, you can take it. That's always the rule. It's like the same shit you calling somebody out on, or just calling somebody out. Is it warranted? Are you just saying shit because you're mad at the person, or are you saying some shit because it's actually some leeway behind what the fuck you're actually saying? If it's like, all right, hey, boom, 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 this, and this is like, nah, motherfucker, like you calling me all types of this and bitch ass niggas and blah, blah, blah. You a foul ass bitch and blah, 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 blah. And it just keeps going. Like, you got to have some warrant behind what you're saying. You can't just like, oh, I'm going to check this motherfucker. Like, nah, you got to have some actual shit behind you saying. So there's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, a lot of the times when people fall out, it's usually like that person's feeling some type of way about some shit. Like, hey, this, like, are you attacking the behavior or the person is always going to be the question. Is like, is it the behavior, the act, what happened? Or are you just personally, you got a vendetta against a motherfucker where you just like, hey, you a bitch, you a bitch because you did blah, blah, blah. Like, nah. Take it back to the issue. You did some fucked up shit. And that's what, this is how I feel about it. Hey, and then can you accept, are you a willing person to be able to accept what the person's saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, for me personally, and I say this to like, MGH all the time and D Will and my brother TCK. I'm only gonna hold you to the standard I hold to myself to. So I'm not gonna really even like, it's certain things that if I know I don't do, I'm not gonna be big on. So like, I'll use you, me for example, C's. You're normally taught to this shit. I'm normally not. So for you to get mad that I'm late to some shit, I would look at it like, nigga, you always late. Why are you mad at me for being late? Whereas for me, I'm normally on time to shit. So I expect people to be on time for shit when I'm organizing shit. Now, it's certain things that, like, for example, when me and MGH have conversations and we'll talk about certain people and they get drunk and they do crazy stuff. And he'll be like, well, you don't never get mad when social get drunk and they say some crazy shit. Nigga, when I get drunk, I say crazy shit. So what I look like getting mad at this person and that person for getting drunk and saying crazy shit, just because they might do it at a higher rate than me, but I still have gotten drunk and said some crazy ass shit. So I want to be given grace. So I'm going to give grace because it's something I have. So I feel like if it's a flaw you have, you kind of do have to, if you're not actively working on it, you do have to show like grace to your friends when you decide to like try to correct that behavior. Now, if it's something that you think is detrimental to them, if it's something you think that is beneficial to them, and you and me have these conversations all the time, privately, C's, like if I'm trying to give you constructive criticism, if I'm trying to tell you something that's going to make you better, that's going to make you more productive, and let's say we're doing something together, like let's say the podcast, for example, and I'm telling you something that's going to make you better to pertain to the podcast, guess what, nigga? It's going to make the podcast better. And guess what? I'm part of the podcast. So if it makes the podcast better, then it's better for me too. So hell yeah, I'm going to give you that constructive criticism because it's going to benefit all of us if I give it to you. And guess what, my nigga? I want you to criticize me too. Because if it's going to make the podcast better, if by you criticizing me, then I want the podcast to be better. Because sometimes it is a lot of stuff, and we don't want to say this as human beings. You can't see your own bullshit most of the time. You need other people who from a distance can see, yo, but Teasy, this is some shit you do. You need to get better at this stuff. And I'll just give an example with the podcast. It's been plenty of things during the podcast since we started this Rose and C's that I've had MGH and TTK to tell me privately. And if you paid attention, okay, cool. I've corrected this, I've corrected that, I've altered this, because they've told me in confidence, if you do this, you'll sound better on the podcast. And because I trust them, and that's a big part of this conversation. Do you trust your friends?
Yeah, there you go.
Because if you trust your friends, if y'all are like family, if you love your friends and you feel like they love you, then I'm telling you this out of love. They're telling you this out of love, and I can receive it out of love. And I think that's probably the biggest thing. A lot of times when we take criticism, we put our emotions in it too much, man, and we take it personal. And sometimes it's not even that. It's just someone that loves and cares about me and wants to see me to do better. And guess what? They have an expectation and know I can do better. Because I tell you this sometimes privately, sees, hey man, I know for a fact, like when I look at you, I see what your potential is. Just like we talked about with the little money shit. If I gave Rose five bands right now, I trust his ability to market and what he can do, and I know what he can do. Like if we would say, like, we're gonna start a nightclub and a strip club, and if I had to be like, well, who's gonna be the best person to make this strip club successful? Out of my circle of friends, the two people at the top of my list would be MGH and Rose. Because I know MGH from the conversation we have, I know what he thinks makes a popular nightclub. And from the conversation I have with Rose, I know he knows what makes a popular strip club. And because I trust their expertise, because I trust their knowledge, I'm willing to give them, if I had 10 bands at my disposal or whatever, to give them that to make that dream a reality. So, you know, that's my perspective. You got any thoughts on Nicole?
Yeah, for sure. Like, so I'm learning this, like, you know, being home and then being away from home, you get to meet different people, right? And a lot of times that, like you said, it's our comfortability. We get so comfortable with each other that we don't necessarily always hold each other to the standard that we should. And sometimes it takes fresher eyes to come in and fill different categories. I always tell everybody, like, you got to have a team around you. Your team around you is really going to dictate who you are. Like, our parents used to say that all the time, birds of a feather flock together. So if I want winners around me, I want to be around people that's talking about limited thinking, can't hold each other accountable. You can't say nothing to them because they, like you said, all in their feelings. For one, your feelings are your responsibility. Like, you have control of your own soul. Your feelings are a part of your soul. So if somebody says something to you and it hurts your feelings, that's probably for two different reasons. Either it's the truth or you're not used to people correcting you or saying anything to you. And that could be hard. Like, I've been through that before. I remember one year for my birthday, I told one of my homegirls, I'm like, bro, I don't like the way I look in none of my pictures. I don't feel comfortable. And any of my other friends would be like, oh, girl, it's okay. You can do better. You can do this, that, and another. I got this one friend that was just like, what you going to do about it? And I'm like, hey, she gave it to me hard. She didn't stop there. She said a whole bunch more, but it challenged me. It made me push myself. And it's the first time I lost as much weight as I did. I say that to say a lot of times, like you said, it is a mindset of, do I want people around me that's going to hold me accountable? And if I can receive that accountability, then I should be able to give that accountability. But you definitely got to check people's character as well. Because like C said, some people, they can't take it. And then when they can't take it, from the abundance of the mouth, the heart speak. People start talking all kind of crazy stuff. You like, bro, what you really feeling? Like, that's how you really feel? You got that off your chest? And it can be kind of rough, like, you know, so I'm saying, like, you just got to have the right kind of people around you. And it's a good test. If you can't hold the people around you accountable, it's a good test that if you don't need the people around you. Because sometimes somebody got to tell you, hey, bro, you're going too far. Hey, all right, sis, you're going to do so-and-so with dude, and you're going to go left. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes it do have to be like mistakes. People have to see for themselves to be like, hey, that person actually had my best interest at heart, but I was tripping. I was going to the left. I need to step it up. I need to change. And so I'm grateful that I got a group of people around me, like near and far, that they gonna hold me accountable. I got a homegirl, I can't get on the phone with her and gossip about nobody. She gonna tell me flat out, hey man, chill. Let's talk about something else, even if I'm just clowning. But then I got some friends that's like, hey, what you doing with your finances? Hey, what you gonna be doing next with your career? It's better to have them type of people around you. Like y'all said with the podcast, it's the prime example. Y'all getting better, y'all growing, but it takes accountability for people to be like, all right, you know what, I ain't do that too hot. Next time I'm gonna do it this way. So for sure, accountability changes a lot of things. And people in the world we live in do not want to be held accountable, bro. That's the biggest thing of it all. People do not want to be held accountable at all in the world we live in.
Yeah, one thing I learned from working at the prison, man, 2 things you can do to adults to piss them off. Hold them accountable and tell them the truth. Yeah. If you do both of those things, adults would get very mad. And I'm glad you said what you said, Nicole, because me and my brother, for those who know TK, he used to be very, like, my same size as me. And we had a conversation a couple years ago because he ain't never been happy being overweight. I love being overweight. And I was like, literally like, yo, nigga, go to the gym and diet then. And that nigga took that shit to heart. And I was like, yo, this nigga became Arnold Schwarzenegger nigger.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what the fuck? Calm down. So sometimes it does take, that tough love. And me and C's had this conversation. Maybe, and I'm going to let, Rose expand upon this. Hey, sometimes it's how you say stuff. Yeah. But sometimes, man, if you play sports like me, sometimes you don't have the time and the ability to say stuff the way it need to be said. Sometimes you might be like, you know what? I'm telling you this stuff in the best way that I can communicate to you.
Correct.
And maybe the best way that I feel like you're going to receive it.
Yeah, check your heart posture. You shouldn't feel no type of way if you know the person's character.
Yeah, so everybody says some real stuff. It's good. And all that rings true. Because you can say something to somebody, but also timing matters too. Because I know our friend group, we like to turn up. You know what I'm saying? Most time when we get together, it's booze involved. You know what I'm saying? People that know what booze is, high quality liquor. Ooh, that liquor, high quality liquor. You know what I'm saying? Some twisted iced teas. You know what I'm saying? Modelo.
And the words of Barbara Shea, that's some high quality liquor.
Y'all can't say no brand names.
Oh, we can say brand names.
We be on that. We be on that shit. Rock.
That Uncle Nearest.
Shout out to Seagulls Gin.
Nah,
drinking it and they paying me for it.
We on this podcast, we only drink black owned liquor.
That Boosie juice.
Yeah, Boosie juice. Yeah, that Nyack. You know what I'm saying? Our favorite is, what I'm saying, Uncle Nearest. There's 3 different kinds we like to sip on.
Y'all trying that Snoop Dogg stuff?
Yeah, we had that too.
Talking about the gin and juice or just the gin?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That E40, you know what I'm saying? That
that Slizzer, that shit gonna have you slurring.
That Slurricane.
That Slurricane, yeah.
Hey, no slander to Beyonce, but I heard her liquor is actually pretty good, bro.
Yeah, not for the price.
She got to lower that price, man.
Not for the price.
Same thing with you, Uncle Shan. Lower that price, man.
Yeah, so.
But my bad, Rose. What were you saying?
Yeah, so most time when sometimes we have conversations with each other, we be already twisted. So then so the conversations get turned up.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing. So it's like sometimes we need to have conversations while we or just hang out while we not just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And have conversations while we not sipping, you know what I'm saying, or turning up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Every time we hang out, alcohol and stuff ain't got to be involved. I mean, we can just hang out and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Most time when we do it, we watching football, basketball, and that comes along with it. But that also brings ill spirits along too, because that's what they call liquor.
Spirits, man.
Spirits.
So when you sipping on spirits and then you trying to have a real conversation with somebody, it's probably gonna go sideways.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna go to the left. It ain't gonna go to the right. You know what I'm saying? But the conversation that you wanted to have with the person was real and it was trill. But just because y'all got spirits in each other, it's like it didn't take like it wanted to take. You know what I'm saying? What the women say, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
But hey, that's to Nicole's point, man. Sometimes if you know we all got love for each other, and I'm telling you some shit, Rose, spirits or not, there has to be that spirit in you to know this is my brother that loves me.
No, because you're altered. What does alcohol do? It alters your behavioral. You're not even gonna receive it and or say it the way it's supposed to come out because you altered. In that context, you really got to know the person. Like, you got to be like, hey, man, we going to talk about this tomorrow. I got an uncle like that. Like, my Uncle Maurice that used to clown out with us. Man, as soon as that brother started drinking, you don't want to have no conversations with that boy? Hey, I always tell my mom, if Maurice called me like 7 o'clock, I ain't talking to that man. He been out for 2 hours. He been drinking. Yeah. Anything he got to say, it might be valid, but the way he going to deliver it ain't worth my time.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, man, because I would say this. For the most part, me and Rose, I would say we'll both get drunk with each other, and we don't really have situations where things get out of hand. But we normally very open with each other, bro, to be honest. You know, if you kind of not very open with some people in your friend group, yeah, man, if you get fucked up, man, shit might get out of hand. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but also like when your friend or somebody is telling you something that's dear to them, you gotta take that within. Like you can't take it personal. Like a lot of times people take it personal, then it just gets out of hand. Like why are you taking it personal? Like dog, we cool. Like I'm your G.
Yep, and you gotta validate your friends' feelings too, man. Because just because C said this about me, I think 2 years ago. He said that I'm very quick to apologize to people in our friend group if they tell me they've been wrong. Yeah, and even though I'm like a clown in the group and stuff like that, I might say something and it's not meant to be a certain type of way. But if you tell me, hey yo, it hurt my feelings, I have no problem humbling myself and saying, well, I apologize because I did not mean to offend you no type of way. So sometimes, when I give criticism to certain people in our friend group, I will add that, yo, bro, but I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm just trying to tell you this is something I'm observing, this is something I'm experiencing, and I just want you to, do better. But I think, and this is my last thoughts on it. Me and TTK talk about all the time. That's my brother, by the way. I do feel like this. I feel like if a lot of people play team sports, I think team sports puts you in a position where you have to be accountable and you have to be held accountable by other people.
I'll add to that. If more people were taught at an earlier age how to have accountability conversations, because we weren't brought up taught like that. Like I just told my homegirl the other day, bro, we didn't have no conversations in my household. My grandma was right all the time about everything, and a lot of times she wasn't always right. But you wasn't taught that you could say, hey, I'm going to challenge that, not in a disrespectful way. Like, even now, I'm a grown woman. I'm 33 years old. I still have to say, with all due respect, I ain't trying to disrespect you when I say this. I have to give her a precursor because they don't like accountability. So if you weren't taught that as an early age, you have to learn those type of communicational skills when you get older, and that is up. Like, a lot of our cohorts, they got people around them that learn that stuff. We didn't grow up in that type of, that's the reason why our opposing nationalities, they get that. They have those type of conversations in their household. We as African American kids would never, not all the time.
They don't. They don't have them at all.
They don't have those type of conversations.
No, they don't.
They have challenging conversations and they don't care about it. They say stuff to each other and they be like, "What?"
They be disrespectful to each other. That's not
true
challenging.
Too. They don't have no respect. They don't always have the most respectful conversations. So I get what you're saying. It ain't productive.
But they still do challenge them though.
We're not always taught that. Some of my friends have been taught that, and a lot of us we wasn't. So we learned that as adults, and that plays a role in your relationship.
You're not supposed to challenge somebody that's in their house.
No, not challenge them by no means. But if we have a general conversation,
what do you mean by challenge them? How are we defining that? Because if challenging me if challenge you is me questioning something that doesn't make sense
as an adult or as a child.
No, as a like we both adults. And
that's different.
And I'm challenging you on some shit that don't make sense. I mean, even as kid, I'm gonna speak for myself. I grew up in a very small church. I know me and Nicole are very spiritual, and I'm very thankful he's passed and gone. I had a pastor who died at like 92 years old, and even when I was a kid, he would always tell people in the church, "Yo, don't disrespect these kids. You can learn from these kids." And he used to always preach to me like, yo, kids can see the world in the way that adults can't. Just because y'all tell us some stuff don't mean we always right.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes even your child might point some shit out to you that you might not have looked at, and you might be like, you might not want to say it to them directly, but you might be like, yo, they is right.
But if that is the case, then that's on you. But most of the time, if a kid points something out, 75% of the time, they not right.
I mean, for someone like you who got a college degree and stuff like that, yeah, but like for most of Americans,
like crackheads, parents and stuff like that.
Most of Americans like who aren't college educated, who just got a high school degree or GED, like sometimes you might be raising kids who are more advanced, and they might see the world at a faster age than you saw it. Yeah. So they might see some of the stuff and be like, "Well, mama or daddy, like you told me I can't do this, but I see you doing this." And now you got to pause and be like,
now I'm coming in.
That's true.
My bad.
Let's go, man.
That's true.
I'm trying to give it to you. I used to have conversations like this with my father all the time. Okay. And he will always tell me, boy, listen to what I'm saying. You do what I tell you to do. Don't do my actions.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'm telling you to do is the right thing.
Do as I say and not as I do.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just because you see me do it does not mean it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got to support this family. I got to make sure there's food on the table. I got to be a man. I got to do certain stuff I don't want to do at the time, but I got to do to provide.
Yeah, I feel that. That's real
you know
talk.
what I'm saying?
But we don't have those conversations all the time.
We don't. But I did. It's like I wasn't advanced. It was just like, yo, pops, I see what you're saying, but you saying this, you're doing this. Explain that to me. Explain that to me, because sometimes I be in positions like, yo, you gotta explain that to me, and then you gotta let you know that you're wrong. You gotta let me know that I'm wrong, but I gotta do this to do that. You want to eat, don't you? You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Sometimes it's like just speak up, stand your ground, be a man. You know what I'm saying?
So let's do final thoughts, man. Let's do final thoughts.
Nicole, what's your final thoughts?
Ladies, y'all looking crazy. Every time I come on this podcast, y'all on the social media doing crazy stuff. Stop overpricing your vaginas. Be a good girl. And, back in the day when we watched these little 90s shows, we had like Moesha. Nobody wanted to be a hoe. What is the fascination with y'all trying to hoe yourself out? Like,
when you say hoe 3 or 4, my daughter said the same thing. It's like, everybody want to be a prostitute.
Everybody want to be a stripper. Everybody want to be a prostitute. Everybody want to prove they got the best this, the best that. Girl, if you ain't paying attention at this point, you ain't winning. You know who be winning? That smugly, ugly girl that can cook real good, give her man exactly what he wants, and go do her job and take her ass home and take care of her kids. Don't, as a woman, I'm telling you, please, if we get this woman in office and she's president, y'all got to stop looking crazy because they're waiting for us to look crazy as hell at every turn that we take. Stop overpricing. Stop getting at Ubers. You don't know these people, okay? Stop telling this man that you're going to give him this for that money. You get there, you ain't coming back out their house. Stop that shit. Stop it because you look crazy. Sit your ass down. Go read a book. Go back to school. Get a degree. Get another degree. Sit down somewhere. That's my overview. Y'all good. Y'all got it.
C's.
Yeah, man. It's if you can dish it, you can take it, and at the same time, are you just trying to be? It's one of the other problems. Are you just trying to be right? It's one of the biggest problems. Everybody got the need to be right, or is it actually something that's a problem and an issue, or something that's detrimental to the person? And I mean, it's approach matters sometimes. Sometimes you just need to say what you got to say, but it goes on both ends. It's like, can you be receptive, and can you say what you need to say? That's the end of it.
For teasing.
Hey, man, I know I've been preaching the last couple episodes, and I apologize for those who listen just for humor and to get away from society. But it's very important, man. I voted today, man. It's very important that when you go to the poll and you vote this Tuesday, if you haven't already voted, you're not voting for a political party.
Correct.
You're voting for right and wrong.
Correct.
You're voting for morality versus evil. Like, what Trump stands for as a man and what the people who back him stand for is different than what Kamala stands for. Most Americans grew up poor like Kamala. Most Americans grew up like myself and Nicole in single parent households like Kamala. Like, most Americans had to get out the mud. I would say for the last time, this is a woman who worked herself up from a single parent household, became a lawyer. That is very hard to do in this country now. Then became a DA. A prosecutor, then became the attorney general for a whole state, then a senator, and then became vice president of this fucking country. Like, what she has done to get to this point versus Trump and all the bad business practices he's done, all the rhetoric he spewed since 2016, like, when you go to that poll, white, black, or brown, man, make the right decision, man. Like, even if you white and you don't see some of the stuff that Trump has done, look at your friends that are different minorities and listen to them. Listen to what we are saying. And last thing, for you coons that's backing Trump, hey, man, Harriet Tubman said this, and I said this last week, man. For us to get the freedom, the first thing we got to do is all the niggas in the back got to kill themselves, man. So if you a coon and you caping for Trump, bro, hey, go kill yourself, man, because we trying to move towards freedom. Some of us got kids, like, Juice Man and Rose, and they trying to make sure their kids can have a better future. And some of us don't have kids at this table, like me, Nicole, and C's. But when we have kids, I want to know that I made a decision 25 years from today that has made my kids and my grandkids' life better. So go to these polls and make the right decisions. In the words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Yeah, man. We checking the website for everybody with your name on it. We checking the website after Tuesday. We checking your voter score. So you come around here and you ain't vote. We checking your voter score. We checking your voter score. You know what I'm saying? Meet us at the polls, man, and catch us at the next light because I'm back quiet.